Welcome everyone to the second episode of the SC Freiburg 2 Youth Academy Road to Glory. We're obviously, you can see in the title, doing a Road to Glory with SC Freiburg 2, but we can only sign players up from the Youth Academy. And in today's episode, as all you FIFA players know, to really do something like this, really get a Youth Academy going, it does kind of take a little bit of time, but really in this episode, things really start to take form. So, starting off going to France for half a year, going to get some attackers. With our 3-star, 4-star scout, just need to kind of get, those more attacking players that, frankly, we're currently lacking. And going to Netherlands to get some physically strong players, just need some, maybe an oddball striker who's like the next Ronaldo or something like that. Just need some athletes on the field. And then finally going to Belgium just to get any sort of players. Nothing really all that specific. But joining the team from the Youth Academy will be Florian Lang, German attacking midfielder. He's an excellent dribbler, so I have a development plan on him to make him a better passer, and then he can truly be a extremely well-rounded attacking midfielder. Paul Meyer is joining the team at left back. Nothing too special about him, but pretty decently solid player. Goalkeeping, Vaught. Nothing too special about him. Fontaine, very good, well-rounded defensive midfielder. Should fit perfectly in the system that we use. Floris Jacobs, however, is a very well-rounded left back who would like to use in the future. I might convert him to defensive mid to kind of play him along with Fontaine to really have a true, yin and yang of defensive midfielders who can quite literally do it all. Finn Fisher, nothing too special about him, but he does have the finesse shot trait, so that gets him an immediate spot on the team. Todd Peters, just really its depth at that right back spot. Same goes for Tim Brunner, except at left back. Kenneth Schmidt has been sold for $1.5 million. We're starting to really get rid of any of the original players at the club. Gabriel Moser is joining the team from that goalkeeping position. 81 to 87 potential is pretty good. He's got 5-star weak foot. I have a development plan on him to be a sweeper keeper to get that positioning up, but might actually end up being our starter. And joining the team is Gavin Schmidt, center forward from France. He's got 70 to 94 potential. He's pretty quick, pretty good dribbler. Have a development plan on him to increase the shooting. He's pretty much going to be playing our striker, but I love this development trait, the deep lying forward, for any sort of formations where I have a kind of attacking midfielder to dictate the play and really just slip the balls in behind for a guy like him. Because you get your speed up and you get your shooting stats up. So he's going to be excellent for us one day. Simon Michel is pretty average attacking midfielder. Again, another big transfer of a player where I think we have like 6 original players left at this point. But it's finally time for some games. We are traveling to face off against SPV GG Beirut, who I was thinking of doing this exact series with. But then I looked at the name, realized it's too long, and realized I'll stick with Freiburg. So this is how the team now currently looks. Obviously, we now have Moser in goal. Rosenfelder and Schmidt are the center backs. Wolf, Hoffman, outside backs. Fontaine and Schneider are the defensive mids. Weber, Lang, Newman make up the attacking mids. And Schmidt is our man up top. Here are the highlights. Neumann. Lang. Fontaine. And the challenge halts them in their tracks. A terrific pass. In it goes! An early goal! Voigt. Intelligent threaded pass here. Not going to get away with that because it's offside here.
And he shouldn't be offside there. He's gone too early. And that's a waste of a great opportunity.
George. The referee knew that was foul play, but advantage it is. Surely. And it's a double for him in this game. Schmidt, and that pass could be troublesome.
Neumann. Free kick awarded then by the referee. So 2 minutes of stoppage time to be added on. They get forward, but time is very much against them here. This could be the equaliser. And it is the equaliser.
So it ended up being a 3-3 tie, which, if you look at the expected goals, they had 4.5, we had 2.1. So I consider it quite lucky that we got out with that result. But this man is a man I'm so excited to be joining the team. I don't know how to say that first name, so we're just going to call him Greg. Greg Dennis. French attacking midfielder. He's a 69 overall. He's an amazing dribbler. Have a development plan on him to be a little bit better of a passer and get a little bit more pace on him. But especially with FIFA 23 dribbling not exactly being the greatest, put him in that middle spot or out in the wing and he should run the show. And to really help him along with this, it will be Gills David. Very similar, excellent dribbling, not great as passing or pace. He's got a little bit lower of potential, but I think if we put him, so if we put Lang in the middle, we put David on one side and him on the right, I don't see how we can be stopped, truthfully. Joachim Bauer joining to fight for that goalkeeping position. Now it's time to play Ingolstadt as we host them at the Dream Stadion. So this is how the team is lining up. Backline defensive mids are the same, but for this game, I'm going to try out Dennis with that center attacking mid, Lang on the left, David on the right, and Schmidt up top. So we'll just have to see how it works. Here are the highlights.
Adjusted his body so well there. It's a great piece of skill, and it probably deserved the goal. Well, they couldn't keep it. What can they do from here? Wonderfully weighted pass. Could be. And a goal! Let's get a chance to see why. Let's hope he has a great debut. Well, they keep working away, looking for an opening. Schneider. And the ball's gone. Rico Preisinger. Valmir Suleimani. Can he find the right pass? Is this the moment? And it's gone in! Just the challenge that was required. Creative look about this. Not fancy footwork, but a comfortable piece of defending. This might be ideal for the counter. A glorious chance. Must score. A goal. Well, that is how to play advantage. Well, approaching full time, and this is wearing the look of Mission Impossible for the home side, Stuart. Well, where do I start? They've been totally outplayed in all areas of the pitch, but it's their defending that's really been poor today. No structure, too open, not enough desire, and a lack of urgency. Oh, Stuart, they might be onto something here.
So we ended up losing 4-0. Not our greatest game, but this season's pretty much a wash. We're just trying to get, building blocks to really solidify the team. Stark gets sold, who cares? Now it's time to host SV Waldhof, who we actually have a chance of beating. Lineup that we're going for is the same, because although we did just lose the game, there was moments of promise and hope, so hopefully we can get a better result in this game. Here are the highlights.
Well, the visitors very much dictated the tempo over the last 15 minutes or so, and they're playing really well and creating chances. It's surely only a matter of time before they take the lead here. And space to cross it. Well, not the best clearance. And in the end, no damage done. Can he do it to take the lead? There is the goal to open. There is that little bit quicker. I think they'll get back into this. Well, not a million miles away from the equaliser. Well, he couldn't quite get it on target, but at least they're making chances now. And they're able to keep possession. And space to exploit, maybe. And waiting for teammates to arrive on the scene. So 1 minute of stoppage. Oh, surely! And a goal! A goal! For play. Well, nicely cut out.
So we went on to lose this game 3-2 as well. I mean, we showed a lot of promise fighting back, but being 3-0 down, not really much hope you have for the team after that. Mateo Petit, however, could be the answer to all of our problems. Joined the team from the Youth Academy, another one of these dribbling first attacking midfielders. I know they worked really well for me in FIFA 22. I know it's also a very different game, but I feel really good if we have three excellent dribblers. Just the three of them might be able to make goals themselves. And probably the player that I'm most excited to, one, use, and two, to make clips and absolutely meme out of. Rick Van Dijk, Netherlands center back. I cannot wait to use this guy. 84 to 94 potential. He's going to be at the club for the rest of the series. You remember the name. But, I mean, I'm just telling you now, there's going to be so many shorts that I'm posting of, like, you know, the next Van Dijk or the real Van Dijk wouldn't be able to do this. All these different things that I just cannot wait to make. So stay tuned. And David Jean is a work in progress, to say the least. French attacking midfielder. He's got 81 to 94 potential, which is really, really good. Don't get me wrong. And he's got long throw-in trait, which is pretty cool. But he's not exactly the greatest of overalls at being at that 56, so probably after some loan spells. I also haven't played enough FIFA to this point to really know, how much does the players overall improve during a loan spell, what happens to their potential. Haven't figured any of that out just quite yet, but expect for him to probably go on a loan spell, and he's got a sick mullet. So Joachim Bauer is going on a 2-year loan move to Swedish side Hammaraby IF. Just too much competition for him to be starting. And like I said, David Jean is probably going to go out on loan. And he is to French side FC Annecy. I don't know how you say it. Might do a crew mode with them in the future. Still working out things to do there. So at the end of the season, we finished second to last in 19th place, which is obviously less than ideal. And in the DFB Pokal, got knocked out in the first round by Nuremberg. Fontaine, our defensive midfielder, who's played 16 games for us, led the team in goals scored with 9. I think we might have found a diamond in the rough. He does not have the greatest of potentials. I understand that. But where we are currently, he might have to be our carrying offensive force. I think he's still the best shooter in that main starting 11. And from that defensive mid spot, especially with the attacking mids taking up some space, have a lot of chances for some long-range shots. And assist-wise, Paul Lang has proved himself pretty good, despite not really playing all that much. But still, 6 of 6 is pretty good. And Schneider from that defensive mid position, which is pretty much like a Pirlo deep-lying playmaker spot, 4 assists. And yeah, Greg Dennis, 4.1 million value. He's 70 overall. He's the star of this team. And we got a lot of players leaving because their contracts are expiring. And I think that would leave us with only 2 original players. So have pretty much, I don't want to say cleaned out the team, but we've pretty much gotten rid of all the original players. Almost all youth academy players, which is exactly what I want this team to be. Manager, as the series so far, we have lost more games than we have won and drawn combined. But that is pretty much to be expected because we can't bring in good players. They're coming in at whatever overall they are, which is completely predetermined by FIFA. I can't control who we bring in or any of that sort of thing. So these results are kind of to be expected. But yeah, I mean, looking at this team, obviously overalls need to kind of get bumped up a little bit, but it's going to happen with time, happen with some dynamic potential. But I really like we have our starting striker for the future. We've got attacking mids. And what seems to be starting defensive mids as well. Maybe just work on the defense a little bit. Maybe a goalkeeper. I think we are perfectly set to fight for promotion next year. And obviously, the goal is obviously to get that better defense. So we'll probably send some scouts there. But at the same time, I ran into this issue when I did it earlier. Is you get too many of one position type because like, for example, I'm not going to send all 3 scouts to get, like, defenders, because we need defenders. Because then you have an overload of defenders. You don't have enough backups really at those attacking positions. So put a little bit more of an emphasis on the defenders, but at the same time, still want to make sure we get some attackers. Still want to make sure we get some playmakers. And unfortunately, this will be the last episode of this series for a little while. Just experimenting, trying to figure out what's going to work best with this channel. So just want to give you guys a heads up, but if you are still watching, you obviously are enjoying the video, subscribe. I upload FIFA videos every day, and currently, I think when you're watching this, I'm not doing any short specs because I'm waiting to stockpile them a little bit. So starting in November, you'll start seeing some clips as well. So really just hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all in the next one.